Facebook. Hello, everybody. Hello, YouTube. Welcome. It is this week's episode of Ask Grad. And it's so funny because we had our first Friday episode. For those of you who don't know, we're now doing Ask Grad on Fridays and Sundays. And we had our first Friday episode just a couple of days ago. And here I was in short sleeve shirt, and it was nearly 70 degrees outside where I live and stuff. And I was laughing about how it doesn't make any sense. We should be having snow by now. Well, jinx. So here I am. I'm like in long sleeves now, and the snow is coming down. So be careful what you say. Which, as a genie, I should know better than that. Anyway, so we're going to be doing our angel answers for the week. This is for January 22nd through the 28th. January 22nd through the 28th. And I thought it would be fun this morning to work with angel answer oracle cards. Angel answer oracle cards. And so let's get started on that. Okay, So welcome, everybody. Come on in. We're about to do angel messages for January 22nd through the 28th. January 22nd through the 28th. Okay, so for January 2nd and January 23rd, Monday and Tuesday, remember to remain positive. Okay, so this is a big genie tenet from my book, How to Be Your Own Genie. Definitely an important thing to remember, to stay positive, to keep your thoughts positive. So you might have, let me show it to Instagram. Here you go, and to Facebook. These images are Michael Marius George, who does beautiful work. And so the thing to kind of keep in mind is that because this card is showing up, things might happen Monday and Tuesday that kind of make you be negative, or might make your thoughts turn negative, or you forget to cancel, clear, delete if you say something negative, or you might have a tendency to sort of fall into negative thinking. And so this is a card that's trying to remind you to not do that, So, maybe one of the things you might want to do because of this card is to put a Post-it note on your mirror and on your car, or if you have these cards, if you happen to have angel answer oracle cards, pull this card out of the deck and carry it with you to kind of remind you to make sure that you stay positive. Now, Wednesday, Thursday is If You Believe. So I really love this card. Here you go, Instagrammers, Facebook, YouTube. I really love this card because what it basically sort of says is that if you that you can do what you want to do. You can be successful if you believe in it. If you believe in it. And so I'm kind of feeling like maybe Monday, Tuesday, something happens that is not the thing that you love the most, to say it nicely. But because you do stay positive and you do believe that everything is going to work out okay, the situation improves. The situation improves. See, it gets better. It gets better. The situation improves. So, so this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I really kind of think that this tells a particular story. It's like something might happen Monday, Tuesday, might send you kind of down a negative path. But if you believe and you stay positive about everything, that everything will be better by the time we get to the weekend. So there it is. So that's the angel messages for the week, January 22nd through the 28th. Now, if you missed any part of this because you're just now getting here, don't worry. Remember, this video will be posted on Facebook. It'll be and YouTube. It'll also be posted on Instagram for 24 hours. And you can go back to the beginning and you can see what the messages are for this week. Now, before we go any further, I want to sort of talk about a little bit about the elephant in the room. For those of you who don't know what that term means, it just means something obvious that is in front of us that maybe we're not talking about. And one of the reasons that I'm not talking about it is because I don't like, it's a genie belief, an angel belief, a law of attraction belief, that I don't want to give too much energy and talk too much about things that I don't want to bring in. And but a lot of you are posting things and asking questions about Radley's health. So the truth of the matter is I'm fine. I'm really fine. I have something that is going around that is not dangerous, but it is very tenacious. It is very difficult to get rid of. And in fact, my personal physician has had it for 2 months, and he's one of the best physicians in the city, and he can't get rid of it. So there is nothing weird or strange going on. I am fine. I am fine. It's just I can't get rid of this stuff that's dripping down the back of my throat and making me cough. I know that's so gross. It's really gross for me and really gross for my husband too. So he'd love it if I'd stop too. But those of you who are so sweet and are worrying, there's nothing to worry about. I'm not keeping some big secret. I just have this stupid inflammation of the sinuses or whatever my doctor calls it, and it just won't go away. So I'm fine. Okay, so please stop worrying. I'm fine. And if I sound like this next Friday and the Sunday after that, then that's just what I sound like. Okay? All right, so that's done. Also, I do want to let you guys, for those of you who didn't hear me say this, we are now doing Ask Rad twice a week. So we're doing it here. And at this time, we're also doing it on Fridays. Let's see if I can get this right. On Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. And the reason we're doing it for all of this is so that the people down under, the Australians, can have an Ask Rad that is at a time that is not crazy. Because for them right now, it's 4 a.m. So, and so for the Australians, it's actually Saturday at 10 a.m. AEDT. So it just allows for the opportunity for people that are in Australia or New Zealand or even Japan to be able to kind of tune in to Ask Rad and have a little bit of that too. The Friday one is just readings because I only do the angel messages on Sundays. All right, so I said all that. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's get started. And let's see. Oh, that's not what I meant to pull up, but I'll read it. Okay, great. I'll look at that. That's not what I meant to do. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Karen. Karen says, my angels' names are Gabriel and Joseph. Do they have any messages for me? Well, I love that you already know what your angels' names are. That's awesome. So, you know what? Let's just see. Okay, so Gabriel is the first to say, hello, dearest. We are both waving hello across the span of time and rainbow-colored light. Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard that before. We wish for you to know that 2018 will be a banner year for you. Many obstacles will fall away. And the path forward will become clear. We would like to introduce you to Ganesha, the great Hindu ascended master who can help to bring prosperity and abundance, as well as remove obstacles from your way to smooth your path. And of course, Joseph and I will be here always and forever. Gabriel. There you go. Okay, so there you go. It's funny that came up because I actually just the other day bought for myself this. If I can get it open. And it's a Ganesh. I really wanted it because it was on orange, which is the color of creativity, the chakra of creativity. And I have a book that I'm trying to finish, and I'm behind. So Ganesha is great for helping to bring abundance and prosperity, and also to bring about a sense of your obstacles being removed. All right, let's see. Hiya, Instagrammers. So, where did you find it? I found it. It's a store. It's a local store in town. I'm sure if you Google, you can find something similar. Okay. So let's see. I'm stuck in a corporate America job that drains me. Looking for guidance if the health and wellness business I'm working on the side will provide the financial freedom I'm seeking. And that is from Kara. Kara. Okay. All right, Kara. Just writing down the name since their post is now gone. Because that's just how fast it works. Okay, so I feel like I want to go to Angel Tarot cards for that. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Health and wellness. 2 and 1. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So the card that we have is 2 of Fire, 2 of Fire. And 2 of Fire is a card that talks about things that could start to become a success. Now, you might need to partner with somebody. Maybe there's someone that you could be working with on this particular thing that you're trying to create. I also very often, if I try to like steer people towards compatible partners. For example, like if you do Reiki, then you might partner up with someone that has a massage business or something, because those two things are comparable but not the same. So that's something for you to consider. But this is very positive. This definitely shows that things start to work out for you and positive things start to happen. So yeah, I'd keep at it, but be open to a partner. Be open to someone that could also help you, even if it's temporary. Okay? All right. Okay, so hello. Okay, so let's see. Feeling low, so weekly cards right. Oh, well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Let's see. Okay, so Shannon. Hi, Shannon. I just recently found you. Oh, well, welcome. Welcome to the world of rad. I'm going to write your name down because your thing is so big, it's covering up almost the whole screen. I just recently found you. I know my angels are holding their heads in their hands in frustration with me right now, but can you please help me know what advice or messages they are trying to give me? I'm so confused right now, and I couldn't understand the message if it was plastered on a billboard. You're cute. You are really cute. Well, first of all, the first thing that I would tell you is that angels do not get frustrated with us. They just don't. That's a human thing. It's and an ego-based thing at that. Sorry, my nose. So you don't have to worry about that. They're not frustrated with you. They are, I'm sure that they are trying to help you in every conceivable way that they possibly can. So let's first of all, I mean, you didn't say that you have your angels' names, so let's get you some angels' names. And keep in mind that if you do have angels' names, then you should use your names. Angels choose names that are just basically for us. It's just for us. But so I'm getting an Oliver, first of all, and I'm getting an Ariana, Ariana. Oh, I'm also getting Selene, Selene. So you have 3. That's not uncommon. Everybody has at least 2. Everybody has at least 2. So the one that wants to speak is Oliver, and he says, "Dear one, we know that you are confused, but that confusion will wane. The time of enlightenment is upon us. And by us, I mean the 3 of us guarding you and your higher self. As your higher self communicates more clearly with the you that is having a human experience, things will become extremely clear. We would like to encourage you to stop second guessing everything that you think or feel. We are sending you guidance, and you are dismissing it as your imagination. Listen to your intuition about changes you need to make in your life, and know this will help to clear up your natural divine gifts so that you can more fully interact with us. Radley, introduce her to Haniel. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. So Haniel is an archangel called the Grace, and her name means the grace of God, the grace of God. And she is the archangel of divine gifts. And so, Shannon, you might want to start working with Haniel to help kind of clear up any kind of blockages that you may have. Also, when they were talking about following your guidance, I think one of the things that they're talking about is guidance where you're sort of like feeling like, oh, I should give up gluten. I'm not saying you should. That's not an intuitive reading. I'm just saying, oh, I should give up gluten, or I should give up milk, or I should whatever. But it's like whatever that is, whatever that stuff that you keep thinking in the back of your mind, I really should do this, but then you don't do it, you should do it. Because I'm here to tell you from personal experience that absolutely clears up a lot of situations where we are having trouble hearing from our angels. So that's for you, Shannon. There you go. Okay. Okay, so Ani Luap. 543. Anilu app 543. A romance life reading, please. A romance reading, please. Okay, so let's be playful about that romance reading, and we'll go to the fairy tarot cards and see what we get. It's reading. Well, Seven of Spring. Okay, so Seven of Spring. So this is a card that talks about really standing up for yourself. So there's a couple of ways that we could read this, because I didn't get very much information from you, just a romance reading. So what I do when people do this, teachable moment. If you're one of my students, teachable moment. Okay, so don't got a lot of information, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this either way. So if you're in a relationship right now and you're asking for advice about what to do about challenges that are happening in that relationship, then I would say stand up for yourself. Okay, don't let anybody walk all over you. It's very important that you stand up for yourself. Now, one of the things that might be new. That might be new between you and your partner. And if it is new between you and your partner might not like the change. I talk about this in How to Be Your Own Genie. People very often don't like it when we change, especially if we've been very codependent or we've been doing everything just to make them happy. And suddenly we start to take care of our own needs. So that's very important to pay attention to. Also, but if you're not in a relationship right now, and that's why you're asking for a romance reading, then what I want to say to you is bring your strongest self to the table. Because the right person that is going to be attracted to you is going to be attracted to you as a very strong and self-confident person who is who is a strong and equal partner to them. So be strong. Don't settle. Don't settle for somebody that you've got to take extra care of. That's not good. You may have done that in the past. Not a good thing for you to do. So as I'm finishing up that reading, it's reminding me of the thing that I always want to say at the beginning and I forget. But, lots of you are just now tuning in, so that's cool. But what I want you to know is that the universe is amazing and powerful and has the ability to give a reading to more than one person at once. So if you were looking for a romance reading and you're in a relationship and this sounded exactly like your situation, you should take that reading as being for you as well. Or if you're not in a relationship, but you have been rather caretaking too much in your past relationships and you're looking for something new, stand up for yourself and put forth a more powerful part of yourself. Look at the reading as being also for you. Also for you. All right, so let's see. And someone's already said, yes, that related to me, so that's great. So what's this one? Anit. Hi, Anit. Hi, Rad. I need to know if this move back to Bath, Maine is in my special needs son and mine's best, and my best interest is probably what she meant, and higher good as he becomes an adult. I'm scared to be 2 hours away from my family and supports systems. Well, that makes sense to me. So if this move back to Bath, Maine is in my special needs son and mine's best interest and highest good. Okay. So let me write down your name because I got to make that little thing go away. Okay, there. Okay, so that's I feel like I want to go with Guardian Angel Tarot cards for that. So that's what we're going to do and see what we get. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. 2 and 1. Okay. So, well, it's helper of action, helper of action. And one of the things that helper of action is a card that talks about is having a life that's full of wonderful things. And this is a young man. So I think that what this shows is that this is really going to be good for your special needs son. And it's got a little bit of a sort of a military kind of look at it, but don't let that throw you. I think of that more along the lines of being a situation where someone is reporting for duty to assist you and your son. And so the people that are there that where you're going are going to be there reporting for duty to help your son. I also think that perhaps there must be something about this that is very structured, to give him more structure, to give him more of a situation where he can flourish. And so I think that is also what this talks about. So, but you know what this card also said is follow your instincts and have fun. And so rather than being so focused on being a couple of hours away from your family, I think it's really important for you to instead look at this as an adventure. Look at this as something new and exciting. I mean, there's something there for you, not just for your son. And so it's very important that you really look at this thing from a positive standpoint. Try to throw joy into it. Try to throw optimism in it. If you need to, ask Archangel Jophiel, the beauty of God, to help you stay in a very positive and optimistic place as you go about this move. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, so Love Light Reading says, good morning, Rad. I'm stuck in a job that I know does not fit. Will I become a full-time medium in the future? Okay, all right. Love and Light. So where do I want to go with that? Well, we've not played with animal tarot cards today, so let's do that. Will I become a medium in the future? Will I become a full-time medium? Full-time medium. Let's see. Okay. So this is two of autumn. It's Abyssinian cat. So what this card is, Love and Light, one of the things that this card means is it means working multiple jobs. Okay, so and that very often happens when we have a situation where we're trying to move from one position to another position. And so we have to sort of like balance the scales. We have to work at the day job while we build up the job at the other place. Now, I consider this to be a positive for you. It didn't say no. It just is basically saying that you're going to have some patience while you build up both of these two businesses. Creating a business of your own, being self-employed is complicated. Trust me. It's super complicated and it takes a lot of time, and you have to really want it, because if you only sort of want it, you can get defeated. So you've got to really, really want it. But yeah, I think you can. If you look at this, get untangled, get untangled from your the job that isn't a fit for you, but it's going to take a little bit of work in order to do that. So there you go. All right, so let's see. My angels told me to do horse therapy for others. I don't know how to begin with this. I need to acquire a horse and a place to live with it. Any advice to pull this off? I'm not sure what horse therapy is. I'm going to take a wild guess that maybe what it has to do with is helping others by putting them with working with a horse. Because my first impression was that you were going to be doing like animal communication, but I'm not sure if that's what you mean or not. But here's what we're going to do, Tammy. And here's what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card and see what the card says. Okay. So, oh, well, I should definitely use animal show cards, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. Horse therapy. How do we pull this off? Well, Four of Autumn. So, and that makes sense. That makes sense. So this is a card that talks about being very careful with money and the need to save up. So that's what squirrels do, right? Squirrels, they save up for the winter. The other thing, though, about squirrels is that squirrels are all about finding joy in what they do. Joy is a very powerful manifester. So Megan Elizabeth just posted, I do horse therapy, Tammy. Message me if you have any help or need any questions. Now, I mean, like, how perfect is that? See, look at that, Tammy. Pay attention. Megan Elizabeth, I do horse therapy, Tammy. Message me if you need any help or have any questions. So see how the angels work? Isn't this amazing? I don't know anything about horse therapy, but because you were here today and because you called in, you were here present with Ask Grad, you just made a connection that can help you with this. So I love that. That is the magic of the universe. That's what I talk about when I say life is magic. So check her out. So in the meantime, though, it is going to be about gathering the finances and being very careful with money, and starting to save is going to be a very important part of it. I have a feeling that if you start now, that come autumn, because this is an autumn card, you'll be able to really get started. But in the meantime, make that connection. All right. I love that that happened. Isn't that awesome that that happened? I just think that is so cool. All right. Let's see. Okay. So C. Michelle says, can I have a reading about my love life and work? C. Michelle, my love life and work. So I'm trying to get as many people done as I can. So the first thing you mentioned, Michelle, was love life. So that's the one I'm going to do. So we haven't played with Archangel Power Tarot cards. So I want to make sure we get that in. Okay, here we go. Michelle's love life. Michelle's love life. Michelle's love life. Michelle's love life. 2 and 1. Okay. Okay, so, well, it's important to have balance. Okay, this is 2 of Ariel. And so what have we got here? Let's take a look at this. Okay, we've got a guy who is trying to balance a yin-yang symbol and the infinity symbol while he's balanced on the edge of a tower, while Archangel Ariel just sits there and looks and goes, what the heck are you doing? Here is Facebook so you guys can see it too. So I think that maybe what's been going on in your life is it's out of balance when it comes to romance. Now, that could mean one or two things, because again, I don't know if you're in a relationship or not. If you are in a relationship, the relationship is out of balance and it needs to become more balanced. If you're not in a relationship, then take a look at the balance in your life. Does career get every ounce of your energy? Does do you have children and that takes every ounce of your energy? Where you are in a relationship, then it's out of balance. It's out of balance. And the balance needs to be returned to the relationship. Now, keep in mind, and you might have heard me say this earlier, that lots of times what happens when relationships are out of balance, it's because one person or the other has sort of just started doing everything. They take care of everything emotionally. They might take care of everything physically. They have They need to, so balance needs to come back into the relationship. Now that can be tricky. It can be tricky because, as I said earlier, people don't like it when we change, especially if the change has to do with us not doing all the things that we were doing before. So it's time for you to get the relationship back into balance. And you know what? The thing too is, even though it might be a little bit difficult up front, I really kind of feel like that if you bring the relationship back into balance, the other party in this relationship will actually be kind of impressed, and things will go better. All right. So Lulamo says it sounds like her relationship. So take this as your advice too. Take this as your advice too. Okay, so back on over to Facebook. So let's see. Let's grab this one. So Susan says, is it better for me to write my new book as fiction or nonfiction? That's interesting. What an interesting question. Okay, so that's a very creative thing. So I'm going to use fairy tarot cards, and your question's small, so I'm going to leave your question up. And because this is an or question, I am going to pull a card for fiction, and I'm going to pull a card for nonfiction. So here we go. 2 and okay. Okay, so fiction, nonfiction. Oh, well, girl, you can't lose. It doesn't matter. Do what you want. I mean, so for fiction, I've got the star, right? Success, happiness, joy, all that stuff. This card does have a little bit of something that says, have faith. But for nonfiction, I get 9 of Summer, which is the wish comes true card. So, Susan, it just doesn't matter. Write it however you want to write it. Because with the star and 9 of Summer, you can't lose. It'll be great either way you do it. So just do it whichever way you want to do it. Okay? All right. Love my new book. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. We're just about out of time for today. So once again, remember, we're now doing Ask Grads twice a week. So it's on Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 10 a.m. on Saturday morning for Sydney, Australia. So remember that is now another option. We've got a second Ask Grad, and Ask Grad will be back next week at this same time, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. I think it's 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, but 4 a.m. in the morning or something horrible for Australians, which is why we're doing the second Ask Grad every week. Also, there are some resources for you that I want you guys to know about in case you don't know about it. If you go to my Facebook page or YouTube, you will find meditations for how to get your guardian angels' names. There's a video on tips for talking to your angels and communicating with your angels that's there. My rad scopes are there for 2018. If you haven't checked them out yet, check them out. It'll tell you what to expect zodiac sign by zodiac sign, quarter by quarter. For example, if you're Pisces, it'll tell you what to expect for January, February, March, then what to expect for April, May, June, then what to expect for July, August, September, and then what to expect for October, November, December. So those are out there. So that's there. I am still working on the meditation for releasing 2017 so that you can be clean and clear for 2018. I hope I get it done before 2017 is over. I'm just having some technical problems. I do have a new book that I'm writing, and the deadline is looming. And so that's also kind of like, that's kind of on me there. So, but not complaining. I can't complain about that. So that's what's going on. There's some stuff out there for you. Please go play with it. It's all free. There's no charge for any of this. This is just my gift to you guys. So remember, stay positive this week. That's the key. And for those of you who missed it, the angel messages for the week of January 22nd through the 28th are at the beginning of this video. So you can go back to the beginning. It's about 8 minutes, and you can find out what to expect for the coming week. Love Light Readings. What's the new book? Cannot tell yet. So that's it. So you guys have a fantastic week. Love you guys all. See you on Friday. And remember, life is magic.